All right, what's going on, Giants fans? Welcome to the Week 6 film review. Don't have a ton of plays. The past few weeks has been like every play that really interests me or something I want to point out from we put in this one. But on this week, we only have 17 plays we're going to go through. Mostly bad. A few good ones sprinkled in. Most of the good ones are going to be early because the Giants were doing all right in the first quarter. We're winning the game. But it basically all goes away after that and it becomes all bad. Some big picture thoughts on scheme and play. Offensively, bad day for number 8. Bad day for number 8. I mean, we're going to go through all of his interceptions. The second one wasn't his fault, but the first and third were really bad interceptions. They were bad reads, and the defense baited them into them, and they did exactly what they wanted to them. Like, if I was covering the Rams, I would be drawing up how they baited into Daniel Jones, and we're going to go through that. But also, bad day for the guy calling plays for this guy because Kadarius Toney left. They don't have Kenny Galladay. They don't have Slayton. Something, if you guys have watched these film reviews all year, something I hit on is Daniel Jones is really good at the 3-level high to low reads. And what that means is you got one deep receiver, one in the middle, and then one short, and letting him read from high to low. In the first 3 quarters, they ran 0 concepts. They ran 0 3-level high to low reads. 0. And even some of the concepts that fall into deep concepts, a lot of the routes were clear out. So really frustrating game from Jason Garrett. And then bad up front. So I mean, it was a train wreck of a day offensively. No one did good. Even Shepard, who had 10 catches for 76 yards, had a couple of drops. I mean, just a bad day all around. Except for Kadarius Toney, he had a good day, and then he got hurt. So yeah, and then defensively, they played a ton of man, which I actually didn't hate the game plan, except for when you're putting Peppers in man coverage. Like, come on, we're gonna go through both those plays. You can't put Jabril Peppers in man coverage on Cooper Kupp. I mean, that's just a losing battle. But I kind of put it on the players a little more than I do Patrick Graham. Although, you know what, you live by man, you die by man. But the Giants just don't have a pass rush. All right, let's get into it. Already spent too much time. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. First play of the game on the film review. We got play action. Essentially a max protect, even though the running back and Evan Ingram leak out, and you have a strip sack. So we'll go through the protection on the end zone view. But basically what you have is look, Evan Ingram ends up leaving on this route, but this player is locked up on him. So you have protection over here. And Booker leaks out. But this is a 2-man route. And these guys are checkdowns if they double cover both of these players. So you have CJ Borden on the first play of the game, so they could have Toney. I don't know why you have that. But regardless, this play is not supposed to go to CJ Borden. So it's a Yankee concept where he's running the deep post, and then you put Shepard on the crosser. And so this would have been a big play. Like, you can't be mad at Jason Garrett for this play not working. This should have been a big play. Daniel Jones is reading this safety. This safety is a safety in conflict. And he shows like he's playing down. He shows like he's going to play down and cut this off by Sterling Shepard, and then you throw this deep ball to CJ Board on Jalen Ramsey, would be ballsy, but that is what the read would be. But as soon as he pops out, that's when Jones makes the decision, okay, I'm going to Shepard, which is the way it's supposed to be. And it's a max protect. He's not supposed to be worrying about his protection up front on this play. It's a very much like, hey, you set up, you need to be watching those defenders and reading your keys and then rip it. Like, you should be able to have this amount of time. So you see, as soon as he backs out, Jones starts to get into his backswing. But at that point, he gets strip sacked. But this would have been a big gain. I mean, we're talking about from the 19. He catches this probably around the 36 with space. He probably this probably ends up being like a 30-yard play, and the Giants didn't get a single play that was over 20 yards all game. And it gets ruined by protection. Now let's go through it up front. Bad job on every front up here. First, watch the O-line report, but Nate Solder gets killed. Beat around the edge. That's the strip sack. Andrew Thomas and Matt Skura miscommunicate. They let their guy go across. They let their guy go pass. He gets hit by them. Not the worst block in the world by Hernandez, but he gets He gets beat. Price gets beat by Aaron Donald, but Matt Skura comes over. I mean, look, you got everyone staring at your offensive lineman. Shouldn't be staring at your quarterback in a max protect. Gets killed on that. Like, that's a, they ended up moving the ball in this drive, but like, that's the difference in games sometimes. If that gets picked up, that could have been the difference of a tight game. Now, it obviously wasn't a tight game. So this play, I wanted to put it on there because Kadarius Toney's really good, but also we're going to come back to this later. And Daniel Jones throwing an interception on this play, and what it is you're going to have your slots or your tight ends running seam routes and then curls on the outside, and this is a pre-snap read where Daniel Jones he's picking a side based on this defender. So this defender is lined up over here. That means he's going to go right on this. And you got the cushion from the corner. Obviously, you got the safety help over here. Throws the curl. Simple enough. And then you'll see it from the other angle, but Tony is a beast. But just a simple enough play. It's pre-snap, pick a side, timing, route. Fires it in there. Again, we'll see it from the other angle, but Tony, and he gets hurt on this play, and it really sucks because he's a game-changing wide receiver. Whoop! I mean, just kills Rochelle on this. Plant that foot. Wham! I mean, that's embarrassing. And then he's out, and then our whole day is ruined after that. Another good run play. Nice little inside zone here. Which the Giants have not been able to run inside zone all year. Nice gain on it. You got Thomas blocking out. Doubling to here. These two are doubling to 41. Got Rudolph on the backside hinge. Good double here. Good job by Billy Price moving 91 over to this side on Skura and then picking up 51. Beautiful job by Billy Price. Like, this is a beautiful Billy Price rip. Should go on the Billy Price highlight reel. Probably not great. And then these two working the double, Hernandez and Parrott. Working it. All right, Hernandez seal off Aaron Donald. That linebacker's not flowing. Parrott go pick it up. So a good run. And that was basically the end of the good plays for the offense for the entire day. And again, we're only going through the first three quarters. We're not doing any fourth quarter plays. So here we got man coverage. We got the double A gap, mug look, trying to, not letting them know what the look is, what you're getting. Are you going to get a blitz? Are you going to pop out in the zone? What are you going to get? Well, they blitz, but they sit on it. See, the two linebackers sit on it to protect and then use as a spy. So you're, simulated blitzes. So you got man coverage all over the board. Logan Ryan is the robber safety. And you got McKinney as the deep safety. Or sorry, Ryan's in man coverage, not the robber. So you got man coverage all over the board. That's good. You got Adoree Jackson, good man coverage. James Bradbury, decent man, good man coverage. But if you're going to put Jabril Peppers on man coverage versus Cooper Kupp, which I wouldn't recommend, and I love Jabril Peppers, I think he gets so much undeserved hate, but you can't put him in man coverage on Cooper Kupp. And if you are, realize it. And what you do is you have this safety over the top. You got to trust these other guys if that's what you're going to do. You could either use, put him inside leverage and be like, hey, McKinney, you got to come down and play the outside, or vice versa. But just putting him in man coverage, with our pass rush, I mean, maybe if we had a good pass rush where we get there with 4, you could do stuff like this. But I mean, that's just negligent. Negligent. I said that word wrong. Again, no pressure. Beautiful pocket. I mean, I get spying, but go, Crowder. Like, Ragland's lined up on the running back. He doesn't want him to slip out and catch a pass. But I don't know what the deal is with Crowder here. Just all day. Easy catch, easy pass and catch, pitch and catch for the Rams. Next one, this is a third down sack by Leonard Williams on that same drive. Man coverage. The difference is, and we'll see this where they get them in trouble later. Watch Bradbury manned up on Robert Woods. He passes that off to Logan Ryan and turns into the underneath robber safety, which the Giants have done a ton this year. So again, you got manned up. You got this safety playing, McKinney playing deep on this safety. You got good man coverage here. Adore is in good man coverage. Darnay, if there's anything he's good at, it's those deep outbreaking routes. You got Pepper's good man coverage here. We got good man coverage all across the board. Bradbury playing underneath. And I know people are going to criticize the amount of time it took for this sack. But one, I hate the term coverage sack. Leonard Williams is a good player. Like, coverage sacks are sacks. And, it's very rare when you... Maybe because we have Nate Solder on our team and Matt Parrott that we're so used to guys just winning, like, fast off the ball. Like, that just doesn't happen. Especially from the defensive tackle spot in the NFL. So you see works inside. Spin out. Bam. And I get that you can count these extra 2 seconds, but the play's over. Like, he's wrapped up. Like, this is a sack now. I don't want to hear about the timer on this. This is a really good play by Leonard Williams. Move inside, counter out. Dex gets a piece on him too. You split a sack. Good job, Leonard Williams, who has been the best player on this defense this season. Has been Leonard Williams. His booing opinion stinks, but he doesn't. Here we go. Pep and man coverage again on Cooper Kupp this next rep. It's just, these routes are hard to cover if you're a cornerback. First Cooper Kupp. The guy's averaging over 100 yards per game. Kept that up. He probably has 700 yards in 6 games at this point of the season. Just there's no help. If you're gonna do this, have him play inside. Keep Ragland out here on the tight end, even though you don't really want Reggie Ragland covering a tight end, and have Logan Ryan playing underneath on this. But instead, you got McKinney playing McKinney back here at this deep safety. I get that it stops people from attacking the deep middle part of the field, but to me, I hate that because it's a player who's usually not doing anything besides preventing them from hitting one spot on the field. And I feel like, we're going to see it on the touchdown that Tay Crowder gives up. It's just, I kind of hate that about cover one. And this isn't necessarily cover one, but it's that cover one safety. But again, you got good man coverage all over the board. Man. Logan Ryan was out here and he's reacting. Like, you just can't put Peppers out on that. And if you are, you have to be like, hey, break in on this or something. I don't know. You can't put Peppers in this situation. And again, especially when you have this pass rush, when you have Danny Shelton, Raymond Johnson, undrafted free agent rookie, Danny Shelton, useless, Dexter Lawrence, Tay Crowder not really blitzing, more so just, playing man coverage on the running back, but the running back stays in the block. And you're dropping Azeez Ojulari out to keep the underneath routes. Just all the time in the world. So maybe this works if you got a real deal pass rusher, but you don't. This is too easy. This is he had a beautiful pocket all game long to put a perfect pass on him. It's just frustrating. And then here's the passing off thing. Now, Bradbury does a bad job on this, but at the end of the day, this is Julian Love's fault. So again, you have man coverage. You have, Logan Ryan playing here. Or sorry, not Logan Ryan, McKinney. Where it's like this pass off thing. Now, Bradbury, you'll see it from the other angle, does lose really bad on this release. But that's what you have the safety for there, Julian Love. Julian Love instead picks up Bradbury's receiver, and Bradbury's not going to leave his assignment. And that leaves Robert Woods wide open, and he walks in for a touchdown. So I get Julian Love seeing this and okay, I got to pick up Cooper Kupp. This is what your safety's there for. That's what your safety's there for, to stop that from being a touchdown. Or even making a play on the ball. That's why you keep that safety in the middle of the field. But instead, Julian Love picks up James Bradbury's responsibility, and it's an easy touchdown for the Rams. Now you're going to see Bradbury lose off the line of scrimmage. Cooper Kupp is just good. There's no more like underrated anymore for Cooper Kupp. He's just a really good wide receiver. Got 2 touchdowns in that game and created a third one for his guy, Robert Woods. All right, we're back on offense. What do we got on this one? This is the Parrots' first play at left tackle, strip sack. Let's see if DJ could have got the ball out. So, you're running curls on the outside and in by Shepard. The end's cut off with these linebackers. So DJ's coming for this curl. It's a timing route. It's got catch and call. Now, I don't think this probably doesn't get completed. It has the path to be completed, but I don't know. I'm not really trusting Colin Johnson in that situation, but maybe he does. He got a couple catches versus Atlanta. But Parrott, man. I mean, watch the O-line report, but just gets killed off of the line. I mean, with Andrew Thomas probably going to be out sometime, which, he's got two leg injuries, this offensive line is in trouble. I mean, you essentially have to just keep Kyle Rudolph and, your running back in to block, to help double team with the tackles. Because you're going to have plays like this. And this isn't a ball security thing with DJ. This is him being in his backswing. You go back and, even his rookie year when he had all the fumbles. It's like, all right, let's look at each one. Which one was in the backswing of Nate Solder getting totally beat up off the line? Now, there's one thing with pocket awareness and pocket manipulation, which I think was Daniel Jones' biggest improvement this year. It has been the pocket manipulation now that Andrew Thomas is taking care of his blind side. But you don't want a guy thinking that he's going to get this. I mean, 1, 2, 3, set up, go. And he's getting strip sacked. And then you don't recover, and they get themselves a touchdown on a 12-yard drive. And you'll see on this is hard as a defense when you play man coverage. This is how you get killed in man coverage. They put it in motion. Bradbury goes, shows the man coverage, and they run a rub route. Legal. But Julian Love gets in the way of Adoree Jackson. There's nothing you could do there. That's the issue with playing man coverage down there. So I don't want to be the hindsight guy, but if you were to play zone on something like this, what you would do is you would have Julian Love playing this flat, and he would pick up Cooper Kupp, and then you'd have Adoree following back here. But, I mean, you can't be mad at Adoree for that play. I mean, once you're down at the 2, you're kind of screwed anyways. Unless they, run the ball. But, I mean, if you play man coverage, you're screwed right there. This one. What do I got on this one? Oh, this isn't a very significant play. But it's, if you watch the film review every week and you want to see, things that changed from week to week, this was something they did. What did we talk about last week? How these guys could not set the edge, and these linebackers were late to the party, and they were playing these light boxes. Now, they stayed in the light boxes. You see we got 6 blockers. We're not going to count Kupp. You got 6 blockers with 6 guys in the box. So, again, gap taken care of, gap taken care of, gap taken care of, gap taken care of, gap taken care of. 2 gaps right here. So, Lorenzo Carter's got a 2-gap it. So, something they did, and they did a bunch, to protect themselves from the outside runs is because, one, these guys aren't great at setting the edge regardless. Watch, he's gonna jump inside, and they did this a bunch. He jumps inside. Reggie Ragland takes the outside. Tate Crowder flows from the backside. You get they actually did a decent job stopping the run this game. Henderson had less than 4 yards per pop. They had a couple decent runs. But the Giants overall actually did a good job in the run defense this game. The issue is they just gave up chunk plays in the pass, and in the red zone they were god awful. All right, let's talk about an interception for Daniel Jones. This is bad. So you're running levels, which is you got Evan Ingram on the deep end, not a deep end, but an end. You got him, Shep and Pettis on these in routes, and you're essentially going 1, 2, 3. And Jones just totally misreads this. He's not patient. So what Jones is reading is this defender right here, Rap. And so what he's reading right here is you're going to see that Rap sits underneath. So he's assuming that he's going to pick up Shepard and come across on this, it's not a drag route, but it's a shallow in. So he's expecting that, and so he's expecting him to come down here and then just hit Ingram here. But still, even then, you've got the too high safety look. Like, this is going to be a tight throw regardless. So even if Rap, stays with this, I don't think this is the right throw regardless. You have these guys playing off down here. So let's just play this out. Let's say Rap does do what Daniel Jones expects him to do, and he follows Sterling Shepard. Well, guess what? Now you have Dante Pettis on this end with all of this cushion. And let's say he sits on it. He plays a zone. Well, now you got Sterling Shepard coming across, and I know this player comes down, but it's you're getting yourself a gain. And you're definitely not getting an interception. I mean, this is a bad read by Daniel Jones. First interception that was his fault since the Tampa Bay game last year. He had the Hail Mary versus New Orleans, and then the Dallas Week 17 drop by Evan Ingram. But still bad. Now, the turnovers haven't been a huge part of his game, but this is a really bad read. Like, this has nothing to do with bad offensive line. This has nothing to do with no Kadarius Toney, Kenny Golladay, Darius Slayton. This is just a really, really bad read by Daniel Jones. Again, you're going to see it go through his head. You see Rap give like that little sit on it. And as soon as he sees that, he fires. And it's just right into his hands. But even, again, this is going to be a tight throw. Like, Evan Ingram's getting lit up on this. So, I mean, just a really bad decision by Daniel. Next rep. This is frustrating. This is the touchdown to the running back on Tay Crowder. You give the too high look. I don't know if this was to get them to think that Ryan was going to play over the top on this, but it's an easy read for Stafford. I mean, one, it almost seemed like Patrick Graham was trying to play a mind game, because you see how far aligned he's in, where it's like playing mind games with Stafford to say oh, there's no possible way that they're not bringing this safety over the top. But you play man with those two safeties. Ryan plays under, McKinney over, and you just see it hits him with a double move. And with that leverage, a running back versus a linebacker, I mean, that's just too easy of a play for an offense. That's way too easy. Every QB in the league hits that. And if you're going to do stuff like that, man, have McKinney bail. Have him rotating before the snap. When you feel that snap, I mean, have him sprinting out here. And that's why I kind of hate that deep center field safety and man coverage. I get it. I do understand it, But it's just I hate a guy not really covering anything, just preventing stuff. This is the end of the half interception by Daniel Jones. This is actually the only 20-plus yard attempt by Daniel Jones all game. And this play is called dagger, where you have the slot receiver as a clear out. You got Shepard on the dig. Usually you'll have this guy working backside, and you'll have a shallow across for it to be underneath and pull these linebackers up. Jason Garrett doesn't do that, which is freaking mind-numbing. I just don't know why. You're wasting a route right here. And I guess Evan Ingram on the block and release kind of turns into that, but you're not really sucking these guys in with that. But still, this should have been a big play. This should have been a nice, and credit to the Giants for not, packing it in at the half. Actually, not credit. You just 39. You should be going for it. But, there would have been a good 30 seconds left on the clock or 25 seconds left on the clock. And Shepard stumbles out of the break. That would have been a nice chunk play. You would have got down to like the 35. You would have been in field goal range automatically. So I mean, that's stuff you can't. That's totally on Shepard. First and third interceptions were really bad by DJ, but that one's not on DJ. All right, next rep. We're in the second half now. This is the last interception by Daniel Jones. So you remember that play we showed with the beginning of the video with Kadarius Toney? It's the exact same thing. You got seams right here from these two slot guys, curls on the outside. You're picking a side based off of this linebacker. You're picking a side. So you got your 1, 2, 3 right here, your 1, 2, 3 right here. So whichever the side this guy lines up on, you're going the opposite way. And so I'm not the biggest fan of this play. But here's the thing, is, again, Rapp baits him. It kind of shows that he's going to, I don't know, like he's going to stay on this, but he turns it into the under. Like he knows what's coming. And I get this is the timing route. So this, if there was out of the two that were his fault, which one was worse? It was definitely the last one. But here's the thing, Daniel Jones. You got to see this guy walking up. Pull the trigger on this seam. You did it. This was the preseason touchdown to Caden Smith. This was that play. And you got the play action built into it so that, you could see that safety walking down into it. Now, I hate that Evan Ingram's turning his head right now. And, not running full speed, but at the ball's not coming his way, so it's not his fault. Just totally gets baited into this. And I know I hate the curls and stuff. So do I love this play call? No. I don't absolutely hate it, but this is a bad decision on DJ. And you get your third interception of the game. Again, he's not going through progressions on this play. You're reading one player. Or two players, I guess, with the safety. But, I mean, he knows what's coming. He knows to stick on, stay in that curl flat zone. Or that curl hook zone. And then, as soon as he, goes to load up, just give him the illusion that you're staying in your zone and then go play underneath. And you got a bad interception. And then the last play that we're going to do on this is I want your guys' opinion on it. So play action after the interception. Do you guys think the guys jogged? If there was any play where it was really noticeable. Well, let's look. Reggie Ragland, do you think he jogs? And I'm not going to give you an opinion. I want to know what your guys. Logan Ryan. Now let's look at Logan Ryan. Dan Duggan pointed out that Logan Ryan and Reggie Ragland didn't come back into the game after this. Does Bradbury? I don't know. If that's the play that we're killing the effort, and I understand you got to play for 60 minutes, but the game's over. I'm not gonna kill guys for that. I'm not gonna condone it, but I'm not gonna kill them. And I also don't think it's indicative of Joe Judge has lost the locker room. But I would like your guys' take on that, because I don't really. It's kind of hard to judge effort because they kind of knew he was scoring at that point, So, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna keep it under 30 minutes. So I got 10 more seconds. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe. hopefully we'll get a win next week to talk about it. It's so much more fun doing these after a win. So appreciate you guys. See you on the next one. Let's go Big Blue.